What we do not understand, we will stigmatize.
What you can see is the remaining of the tanker that exploded.
The suspect equally confessed.
A 500 naira they collect them.
If you no talk, they go beat you.
Now 2,500 I dey pay.
Contrary to popular belief, Corona is not a hoax. The virus is real. Be responsible. Wear a mask. Wash your hands with soap and water and avoid crowded places. Maintain physical distancing. Be responsible. Together, we can overcome the pandemic.
Hello and welcome to What Are You Saying? #Ways, where we talk about topics in the news as it affects us all. I am Usaiwa Mesale, and today we have a very, very full house. So let me start with the guest co-anchor, my personal person, not my fanger. Thank you so much for joining us. So today, let me just report myself in case somebody wants to report me. I bullied people to come to the studio today.
I was not expecting her, you know.
You know, yeah.
I was shocked when I saw her.
When you saw her.
You were shocked? I was shocked. Okay. Oh, that's an understatement.
There's Elsie Godwin and there's Olamide of Odifade. Elsie, you don't have anything to say. Let me come to Lami. Lami, how are you doing?
Very well. What happened to me today? I just had a very, very long day today, but I still managed to balance coming here with work, school runs and all.
You're still looking pink.
I still managed well.
You look good though. You are doing dinner without us tomorrow, no problem.
It's my 5th year wedding anniversary tomorrow, and it's also coinciding. Coinciding. Thank you. With my husband's birthday tomorrow, so it's a special. So when I saw the schedule, like, Elsie, it won't work tomorrow. Yeah, so we're going to have fun tomorrow. It's even
you should
Friday.
have fun.
You should actually have fun.
So when are we coming to get our side of the fun?
Are you sure you want to be part of the fun?
Food, oh, it's not. I don't know where you're going to.
We're not talking about that
Food.
I would communicate it to you by memo.
Okay. So Norma, how was your day?
Oh, I guess it's similar to Lami's day. It was a roller coaster ride from probably about 5:30 in the morning.
Wow.
All the way back to back. Kids, meetings. I spoke at my Toastmasters meeting today, my club, BSN Toastmasters Club. Anyway, so I passed my tests, and then I had, it was a full day. I had a photo shoot.
Photo session.
I had a photo shoot session with the client. I had to pick up the kids. I had a birthday to take my son to. And then
You had to be bullied
the lady over there had to drag me out. So I'm traumatized.
We have to flaunt our both straight together, don't you think so?
But I'm good.
Well, women are magicians.
We are super
See
women.
everything you've done today and look at you dripping. Oh, God.
Okay. I'm learning. Dripping. What was the first one you used?
Peng.
Peng. And dripping. I can't understand these lingos. As in, I can't get over that.
But you feel good hearing dripping.
No, it's very prim and
Proper. Okay. We will be all right. You see, today we're not talking prima proper matter because Lekki, it's not only Lekki actually, but we just want to tie it to the story that we found. We're discussing kidnapping. And here's what we found as today's quote. You only need a few people to effect a kidnapping. I mean, when I saw this, I said, this is perfect because it just started like a joke for all of us. And now it has become something that is on a regular. And it's so sad. I mean, there have been reports of unknown gunmen abducting people on Admiralty Way, Lekki.
Jesus.
That's according to Sahara reporters. They gathered that kidnappers have been operating freely along Ozumbambadu Way, Falomo, and Admiralty Way. And so recently, that's what has been happening. So Lami, Elsie, Norma, and I will be discussing this tonight on our Ladies' Night Out, yes. But first, we'll take a break to see what we found in the news. You're still watching Ways. Now, World Bee Day 2021 theme is Be Engaged, Build Back Better for Bees, which focuses on finding ways to restore, support, and enhance the role of pollinators. Now, if you thought bees were only good for painful stings and teaching youngsters about reproduction along with birds, think again, because bees are incredibly valuable to our species and our planet in ways you may not expect. Now, bees keep the global economy buzzing. Bees are responsible for pollinating 15 billion worth of just US crop alone and 200 million pounds of UK crops. Now, this makes their contribution to the agricultural economy and thus the global economy pretty significant. Now, they pollinate a third of our food. They give us that sweet stick substance. Bees can predict storm. And last but not least, they help fight cancer. I mean, so if you didn't know that, now you know. So happy World Bee Day. I only knew bees for stinging and pollination until I read this. So what's your experience with bees?
Never had one. Only that I take their honey.
Yeah, honey.
It's good. I saw one picture of, I think I sent it to you, Angelina Jolie. She did a Vogue.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, with bees all over her. I say, Auntie, well done. I'm not
then.
old enough like that.
Yeah.
Yes.
I don't know how
And they didn't get to
do this,
stink.
Maybe
they
there's
don't sting you.
something
There's a way,
she has on her
there's a way you
body.
present to a bee that it doesn't sting.
I think if you're calm,
Yeah, you need to be extremely
yeah.
relaxed. But I can't be that.
it's easier said than done.
Do you know there's this particular guy on Instagram, I don't know if you know his page. I can't remember the name of her now, that lives in the pride of lions.
That does videos with lions, yeah.
Yeah, no fit.
Well, you know the guy now. Oh, Jesus.
I can't.
Every day I'm always checking on his page to be sure that he's still alive.
Jim Snyder, that's his name, I think.
Thank you, Snyder. Yeah.
Dean Snyder.
Yes, that's
okay.
him.
He will be all right.
I keep checking on him.
Whether he's alive, Abi.
Every day to see.
The Lord be with him.
Amen.
Well, let me start with Elsie. You have a very interesting conversation for us today.
Okay. So, in the news, I saw that Cross River State Governor Ben Ayade dumps PDP to join APC. He has not given concrete reasons yet, but he had a meeting with few governors from the APC, I think today, earlier in the day, and this is the decision. So, Kayode Fayemi was part of that meeting. Hope Uzodinma of Imo State was also part of that meeting. And I think this is the only state owned by PDP in that geopolitical zone. So
Really?
I really wanted to ask you, when they lost, what's his name? Edoman Obaseki. So that's just the only one left.
So Obaseki is the only one left.
Has Obaseki gone back to PDP?
He's
He's
in
in
But
PDP.
he's going to APC as well because I heard that rumor. But
No,
please, you didn't hear
he's in
from me.
PDP.
No,
He
no,
might
no,
go
no.
back
I
to
don't.
APC.
He mustn't try.
He mustn't. What if it happens?
Ah, no.
You see, in politics, you can't rule out anything.
No,
But you know, there was a funny
PDP
letter me I saw.
stood by him. At least, even among thieves now.
There has to be
There's
honor.
honor.
Okay. But what do you think legally in terms of Ayade going?
Well, I'm not sure there's any.
Yeah, if they had that,
But
they would
I
have
know-
nailed Obaseki.
I know for the House of Representatives, yes, they went to court at a point. The court said anybody that gives up
Under the ticket, yeah.
yes, they lose their seats and all that. And they've been going back and forth in the House of Rep and I think the Senate.
Senate, yes.
But for governorship elections and all that, I don't think there's anyone at the moment. Maybe in the nearest future.
Right. I saw one letter. Dave.
I think he was very
Dave.
deliberate about the tone.
That
of
day must
letter.
be, it must be, I want to believe that letter is a joke. He says, Shebi, you follow me for
It's
it."
signed. He's passing it across in a way that they would understand and give him his access to carry his chairs. Abi.
Access to carry chairs.
No, I think he was just deliberately being funny.
This must be a joke. When I said this, some people say Nigeria
theater.
is this must be a joke.
But why is it a joke?
It must be a joke.
Why? Because he didn't write it in English.
It's not about English.
Which one?
It's about the
What
context.
he's requesting.
Do you understand? Like, so
It's his own investment now. When
is it about
the thing does
Ayade
scatter, let him carry
buying
his own
chairs for,
investment.
or it was state funds that were used to buy those chairs?
Possibly not state funds. Now you're
Okay.
seeing it.
Lami, we'll talk about it another day. What did you find for us in the news?
This is tied to the ongoing JUSUN strike. That's Judicial Union.
Yeah.
Union of.
Yeah.
Lami.
Hey, today I have.
Lady lawyer.
Today, don't mind.
We know
I should have
JUSUN
just,
now.
I should have just
Yes, JUSUN,
left
leave
it at that.
JUSUN, please.
Okay, their strike is still on basically because of the issue of financial autonomy that they are demanding for the judiciary. So I think yesterday the governor, headed by Governor Fayemi of Ekiti State, had a communique which they were demanding that there's this committee that is headed by Malami, the Attorney General of the country, who is in charge of this committee that's about the implementation of the financial autonomy of the judiciary and the legislature. And they are demanding for that committee to be dismantled. Because they feel dismantled rather, because they feel that that committee is actually the one that is giving JUSUN the backbone, you know, to emphasize on what they want. Because on the normal day, the strike shouldn't have even prolonged to this, and they are not backing down. And the AGF is on all fours with them. And what they're asking for is constitutional. It's a constitutional. But what the governors are saying now is, let's come to a round table and tweak the constitution
to favor them.
Yes,
No,
and
that
they are
cannot
saying
work now.
that
We need financial
you don't
autonomy for the
negotiate
judiciary.
the clear wordings of the constitution. You have to abide by it. You cannot tweak it. So that is where they are at the moment. And I don't see any resolution in sight
Anytime soon.
with all this back and forth and all that, because I don't think we understand the gravity of what's going on. All the courts in Nigeria, from the Supreme Court up onto the magistrate courts, are shut down. Wow.
And crime has been ongoing.
Can you
Things have been
imagine?
happening.
And
And
we
the
all
prison
keep
is
quiet like
over, what?
it is normal. Everybody is
Overlooked.
keeping quiet. We are on a brink of, I don't know. We are a totally failed state. Because the economy has failed, the judicial system has failed, the security has failed,
Education
everything
has failed.
Everything is, but we are not normal people.
Healthcare.
But we Nigerians are not normal. How can we still thrive in this kind of a condition? And everybody is acting like it's all normal. It's not normal. We are not normal human beings.
We're going to keep following it. So we're running out of time. So Norma, quickly, let's take your story.
All right, very quickly, I think it's about the Boko Haram leader, Abubakar Shekau, dead again.
Again, for the fifth time.
For God knows how
Somebody
many
said the
times.
8th time.
You know, but this time around, they claim that he is really dead, and it was due to a clash between the Boko Haram fighters and another group called the ISWAP, Islamic State West African Province. And this happened yesterday. I think there was the clash between the two of them, and then at some point, maybe he realized that there was no coming out of this. He was said to have detonated a bomb that blew him up, basically, and both sides actually had casualties, had people who died, and it's worrying to realize that in Nigeria we're no longer talking about one terrorist group. We're talking about several, or two now. Who knows how many others?
Yeah.
And these, I hear that they are highly sponsored.
Yes, over ISIS.
They have equipment, and they have what it takes to fight against the Nigerian state itself. So this is really troubling. Yes, on one hand, well, I don't know how I feel about Shekal's death.
Yeah.
But knowing that somebody is taking over almost immediately and claiming
it's much more deadly,
and it's more deadly, it's really worrying, and we're wondering where we are going to as a nation. And I want to believe that the government, the present government, this was one of the things, one of the major issues that they said that they were going to tackle head on. And how many years down the line, things are getting worse.
Let me just continue from where you stopped. So the Senate proposes 15 years imprisonment for payment acceptance of kidnapping ransom. I mean, this story, why I took this story is because of what we're talking about today on kidnapping and all of that. So the Senate on Wednesday, you know, I saw this, interestingly, I saw this post yesterday on social media, but because it was not on the major media platform, I thought maybe it was a joke. Samuel Poso had captured it and posted it that, is this really true? You know, I don't know how our senators are thinking. I don't understand. So the Senate on Wednesday considered a bill that seeks to prohibit payment and receipt of ransom for release of any persons kidnapped, imprisoned, or wrongfully confined. So this bill is supposed to arrest you and prosecute you if you choose to pay ransom to someone that kidnaps your loved one.
So Nigeria is not going to be the first country to do this.
I was going to say that.
I'm trying to remember the country. I think we had that conversation on Ways, or where did I have the conversation? Because the conversation I have these days, they're just too much. But the person preferred two solutions. It's either you ensure that nobody can actually pay for ransom, and down the line you realize that this kidnapping thing will stop, or they go head on, but at the end of the day, lives will still be lost. So they are picking this up from somewhere. It's part of the solutions that people are preferring. I think it was the guest on Plus Politics. What's his name now? That used to be part of the CBN head now. So he was the one talking about this measure that can be taken. So they are picking it from somewhere.
Even if
it might be harsh,
you pick it from,
but they're going somewhere.
That is, if you juxtapose that to your current situation, it's
that was the case actually.
You understand?
The issue is you don't make laws in a vacuum. You don't make laws that is going to be difficult to be obeyed. The truth is, if I pay ransom, how is the government going to know? So what?
Well, that's what we're talking about today, because the one that is happening in Lekki is so interesting. What people are saying. They kidnap you, quick, just negotiate 2 million, 1 million.
Jesus is Lord.
Yes, that's what.
So they're all the small boys.
Sharp. They've just been kidnapping
So it
people.
feels like we are enabling them, but you cannot blame us because we want our loved ones out of this hell.
So we'll talk about that. So when we come back from the break, that will be our conversation. Stay with us. We'll be right back. So thanks for staying with us. The latest incident on Admiralty Way occurred on Tuesday night, that's 18th of May, at about 8 p.m., where some kidnappers abducted people and disposed them of their valuables and emptied their accounts. Now, according to reports from Acon's intelligence, while some of the victims are released, others are killed by the criminals. One of the victims disclosed rather that she was pressed to the floor of the vehicle and driven around Lekki for about 3 hours before finally released after her ATM card, her PIN, and her accounts were taken. Now, reports reaching Sahara reporters, according to this report, revealed that the kidnappers used unpainted taxis and tinted SUVs to perpetrate their crimes. Now, some residents have called on the Lagos State Police Command to deploy its men to areas to nip this act in the bud. Now, with the Senate attempting to slam 15-year jail term to those who pay ransom to kidnappers instead of targeting the kidnappers rather, will this not further strengthen this obviously lucrative business? Because kidnapping is becoming a very big lucrative business now. Now, please let us hear what you have to say. Remember, you can join this conversation. Tweet at us at PlusTvAfrica1 with the hashtag WeShow, or you send us an SMS or WhatsApp to 081-803-84663. All right, so because we have a guest co-anchor in the house, let me just come to Norma first, because we were having a conversation. We were having a conversation and you were telling me about some bank, and all of that. But because people think this is actually, we're just narrowing it with Lekki, but it is actually beyond Lekki. There are things happening all over Nigeria where it's no longer those big kidnap figures. We're just getting people just get a wind that you have some money and they sweep in, kidnap you and tell you, you know what, just, oh yeah, negotiate 5 million here, 2 million here, 1 million here.
In one night?
Yes, in one night.
You'll make money.
So you become a billionaire, right? I was saying to Norma that I remember when I just first moved into Magodo, when I came into Lagos, Otedola Bridge, under that Otedola Bridge, it used to be a constant K where armed robbers then would always snatch a car.
People.
They would waylay people, snatch their cars and their valuables until Governor Fashola erected, he cleaned up under that bridge, put lights there, big lights, and put security there. And all of a sudden, it all vanished. Now today, when I drove past that place, all that entire road that used to be like deserted.
No lights.
They have now shopping malls there. They have businesses there thriving. So is this not a failure of the government? But let me come to let me come to Lami.
Come to Lami.
Let me come to Lami. I'll come to Norma again.
Well, as usual, you would always say I always blame the government for everything. But the truth is, in this particular case, I would put everything at the doorstep of the present governor of Lagos State. I'm not going to be embellishing what I'm going to say now, but the truth is as inept as our president. I cannot feel any governance in Lagos State. I cannot feel that I have a governor who is Babajide Sanwo-Olu. In the heat of all this, have you heard him say anything? What are they saying about it? And don't forget, Lekki represents the elites. So now, it's no longer the poor or, the downtrodden. Now it's hitting home. It's hitting everybody. And it's just keeping quiet. I don't know. I don't know what to say, but I am shivering. You need to see me here. I can't wait to get out of the studio and start running home. What kind of a country is this? Nowhere is no longer safe. Nowhere is safe anymore. It used to be outside of Lagos, but now it's right now at home. At home in the Lekki. Okay.
So Norma, let me come to you. You are a Lekki babe now. But what's the biggest
are you giving them?
No. I'm not giving them. Lekki is everywhere now. Okay, she's not a Lekki babe. She's a VI babe. So, but what do you think? What do you think the problem is right now with our security architecture?
Well, I would say that when I look at everything, one thing comes to mind. We need to be true to ourselves. I was having a conversation with someone the other day, and I think I mentioned, what Socrates has said, to thyself be true. The truth of it is that you can't give what you don't have. We have continued to complain, and things have continued to be worse because we have not learned to put our mouth, where
Put our money where your
put
mouth is.
our money where our mouth is. We empower people who do not have the capacity to help us. What do we expect? It will reflect a nation or a people are as strong as who they make their leader. So if you have a weak leader, then likely you're going to have problems.
I like the way Norma is using English.
If you have strong leaders, then you can see that they would be able to fight for your concerns. Security of the people is very paramount. You cannot, when people don't feel safe, what else is there? That means there are no jobs because you're running home for safety. You don't have a business because you have to close early enough to secure yourself. So it affects the economy totally. So how do we continue to play the blame game, let me put it that way, when we don't begin to put in systems that will help us in the near future? That's where I want to channel my energy. I don't want to continue to blame and say, oh, because I can't. It's like telling a lion to bark. A lion cannot bark, no matter how you train it. It can't. It has to depict the trait of a lion, which is to roar.
Okay, Governor Sawolu cannot back.
I'm not even pointing this to anyone. I'm just saying when we observe.
You don't need to paint. I'll help you paint it.
No. I'm just saying. I'm just saying that we need
be very clear. Sorry, let's be very, very clear.
Yes.
And very equivocal.
No, I know you are.
Wait, let's be very clear. The primary duty of any government, and is a constitutional requirement. Is a constitutional duty, rather.
Of course.
That the primary duty of every government is the security of life and property. And this has totally degenerated, even in our Lagos. At a point, it was outside of Lagos. Now, right here in Lagos. So, you don't have to be apologetic for it.
No. I'm not even being apologetic. It's the responsibility of the governor. But I'm looking to the future. That's where my own focus is.
Now I get it.
If we've made mistakes, let's not repeat our mistakes in the future. If not, we cannot continue to sing and cry the same songs. And they said that the definition of insanity is to continue to repeat a certain action over and over and expect a different result.
Okay, let me come to Elsie.
Let me say something. Okay, are we making any preparation towards 2023? Because this is half year 2021. They are making constant preparation. We are screaming and complaining and doing nothing. Because I can't see any viable person who's going to take over in 2023. And it's just like a year and a half away. So what are we doing about it? We think that 2023 is so far that we'll just wake up and one magic would happen in 2023. You
Nigeria
have to be deliberate about it. And you must be prepared.
I understand you.
There are no preparations towards it.
Nigeria is a place where even when a court rules to say, you know what, do this, do that. We've seen federal government flaunting those rules.
Yeah.
So you think if you had a viable candidate, Nahingo come out, you want them to kill him and nobody's going to question what happened?
So you have to test the system. You cannot all continue to say you want to make them kill me. Something must happen. You have to test
Nigeria,
the system.
we're not ready yet.
No, I'm not. Stop saying that.
I don't think we're ready.
Don't encourage docility. We are not ready yet. When are we going to be ready?
Take it easy.
Let me hear Elsie first. Let me came for what today. Let me come to Elsie.
So I'll talk from two angles. The first one will be leadership as well, like they've said. And I'm going to give an example. The Nigerian police force has different sectors, the RRS, different ones like that. Yeah. And I mentioned the RRS, so it came to mind because of the good work that we all know they were doing in the past. It's not now anymore. In the past, for about 2-3 years, they had somebody who was their leader, Tunji Disu. When NSAS drama was happening and most of the police members were being used to perpetrate whatever they were perpetrating, you could not see RRS anywhere doing anything stupid. Anywhere you see them, they were trying to protect the journalists, the people that were going to put reports out there and ensure that things were done properly. And at that time, Tunji Disu was still at the head. We had conversations about social media. People outrightly had to come out because we knew about what he was doing, but that was now an opportunity to actually blow the trumpet to say this man has been doing amazingly well with this sector of the Nigerian police force. Then the second drama. Wait now. The second drama, when was it that we were going to come back when they said Lekki toll gate was going to be reopened?
Okay.
When that happened, we saw the RRS at the forefront, misbehaving. And that was when I asked the question and I heard that he had been moved to Abuja. He was removed from that position. So at the end of the day, it is still leadership, not just from the governor, but from everybody that has the power to make decisions and make them properly. Right now, that's everything he has done. Because at some point, I'm part of an association called Digital Media Practitioners of Nigeria, and at the time, I was their welfare officer, right? We had to go to a courtesy visit to this man to say, with what you're doing with the RRS, is it possible to replicate this to the Nigerian police force? Of course, we can't start talking about everything he mentioned and all that. But people make it difficult for leadership to work in this country because you have very few that are interested in doing the job, very few that are interested in pushing the economy forward or making it better. Now, my second angle is after 2010, 2020, I don't know if I'm the only one noticing it, something broke in a lot of people. And which is why we have more people that you would call today and say, there is a way to make money from kidnapping. They will not think twice. Because they will tell you, I have to make money for myself and my family. The governments do not care about me. The governments that allegedly were able to carry gun and shoot at their own citizens just pass the message to everybody to say, you all man for himself, whatever you can do to survive. Right now, we are living on survival instincts. Nobody cares about the next person. If you have people who care about you, just hold them and be happy. Because a lot of people just want to survive. They understand now that whether you're asking for a job or you're asking for security or you're just asking for the police to treat you as a citizen of your own country, they are not interested. They just want to be in power and do what they want to do. So that day broke a lot of things in a lot of people. And right now, people that are prone to going into crime is on the rise. So if you look at Nigeria and the way the citizens behave from that time till now, you begin to understand that our mind and our psychology is no longer at the place where we are doing, one Nigeria, Nigeria is going to be great. No, it is how do I survive now that I'm in Nigeria and hope for when I'm going to Japa from this jungle. That is what it is right now. So if we are going back to leadership, they have a lot to do in terms of giving our proper speech, speaking, like you said. I only see the governor tweet when there's a condolence, and which is maybe somebody has died. And he'll use his Twitter handle to tell you, my condolence. On social media. He doesn't talk anymore. Since that's 2010, it is only death, condolence, that he used to tweet about now. And then maybe some of the things he
absolutely faceless.
So it's ridiculous right now.
All right, so we want to hear from our audience. If you live in Lekki, if you've had any experience or you know someone that has experienced this, let's also hear that. I mean, Norma forgot to mention, a common friend of ours was saying that she works in a bank. She had to close an account today because somebody was kidnapped in Magodo. So this thing is not really tied to Lekki. It's just the current situation. It's Nigeria. It's everywhere in Nigeria, actually. It's not a Lekki thing. So we will now help ourselves because the truth is, from everything we've heard, the government is not ready to help you. But there are ways we can help ourselves, you know, avoid to be victims of kidnappers.
How?
We'll come back after the break and we'll stay with us. Now, thanks for staying with us. If you're just tuning in, we are discussing our Ladies' Night Out, and we're discussing kidnap trends that is currently happening around the Lagos Lekki axis, and we're trying to attempt to prefer solutions as well. So please let us hear what you have to say. Remember, you can join this conversation. Tweet at us at PlusTvAfrica1 with the hashtag WayShow, or you send us an SMS or WhatsApp to 081-803-84663. Our phone line is open now. Please, when you're calling in, try to turn off the volume of your television and try to keep it within a minute so we can have more people join the conversation. Thank you so much. All right, so I was going to say that, honestly speaking, with what everybody has said, that's the truth. That's our reality. I mean, I like the way Norma is trying to use English to just tell us that we have an incompetent leader, but the truth is, I remember clearly, someone was asking me, where's my wedding ring? I remember clearly when Governor Ambode joined Lagos State Government, I'd lived, up until that time, I had lived 8 years in Lagos. I'd never been robbed. So when Governor Ambode joined, he became the governor in 2015. That year, I was robbed. And of course, they took us to the ATM. They took our wedding rings. They took a lot of money. So by the time they were able to get a lot of money from about 3 or 4 of my husband's ATM cards, they let us go. And I was shaking and all of that. So, of course, when I had the opportunity to interview the governor, I told him, I said, but I saw that there was a bit of, he was flustered the first few months, maybe 8 months of his. But by the time he got a hang of it, he had already picked up, and the security architecture of Lagos State started becoming better. Governor Sanwo-Olu has been in power since 2 years now.
He's trying to get a hang of it.
And guess what? Armed robbery does not exist anymore.
It's now kidnapping.
Do you understand? Kidnapping has become the new oil, where people just go in, quickly, sharp. Because, of course, you are a citizen. And that's why I'm still wondering, what are the senators thinking? What are you thinking? If you are kidnapped, would you sit and not pay the ransom? Do you understand? You would not sit and not pay the ransom. So I'm saying that, so while the government is trying to gather their acts together, because which I know that they're not put together. The government is not put together. What can we as citizens do, right, to get ourselves in a position where we are not, we're not in a compromising situation where you can be kidnapped? Maybe we can start from there.
Okay. My first thought, the thought that ran through my mind now is we have to resurrect this community police and vigilantes, yes, and OPC.
Yeah, amongst communities, yeah.
Yes, because when I think some few years back, when these people started springing up in every neighborhood, there was a total decline in armed robbery. Maybe we can start from there. And maybe the police trust fund in Lagos State. I know, because the police know where these boys are. They know,
interestingly,
they know how to do the job, but they are not well remunerated.
I saw a video. Was it last week? I think it was a picture, a thread from the essay to the governor.
Sorry, 1 minute before you take your, don't lose your thoughts. Let me take David's call. Thank you for joining us. David from Akure, right?
Yes, I'm on the line.
Thank you for joining us.
Good evening.
Good evening.
I am surprised to see that some of the transactions that maybe when somebody is kidnapped, you make some bank transaction with the kidnapper, or sometimes I heard that they pay by cash. And the government cannot assist me. Like in those days, I understand that there is a way you can track money. There is a way you can pay with money that is being tracked. And wherever this money goes to, you can always track this money. So why is it that today we have the government that doesn't even think to that direction? And when they have any Yahoo boy that made a transaction right from overseas, they can trace that boy to underground. So why is it that our government just focus on things that are useless and forget about the way to secure their citizens? That is my submission, because I am surprised that this kidnapping is increasing by day. All over the country, it's increasing every day. And there is still, I believe there is a way to track these people. Every transaction about kidnapping, is it by cash, is it by transfer, is it maybe they collect your ATM and wire some money from there? They can't trace them. And I know there is a way they can trace them. But they refuse to do that.
Thank you, David.
Thank you.
Thank you. Elsie, you're going to say something about the essay.
I like what he said.
Yeah.
I mean, they need to start doing their job. So he posted something regarding, I think it was the police or some people going to break down a gate in Lekki because it was closed during the day. And in my mind, I was wondering, especially with the rise of kidnapping, would you blame anyone for wanting to secure themselves? How did we even get to the point where we all have gates protecting ourselves? Is it not because of the failure of the government? So you are happy and proud to come and display and tell us that you're breaking down gates because it was being closed at a particular time when people are trying to protect themselves. I also cannot believe that the police, I'm sorry if I'm pointing accusing fingers, but I'm a citizen that is scared because I don't know the day they will kidnap me. I cannot believe that the police is not involved in this drama. There is nobody that can tell me the police is not involved
Which brings us
in this drama.
To this quote, I will repeat it anytime I talk about insecurity or anything. I will bring back that Abacha's quote that says, if is it insurgents last beyond 24 hours, you understand?
No,
the
I
hand
believe
of the government is involved. So there is no how. Even the bunkery that they talk about on the highway where they bunker, you take crude oil and all of that, that entire chain, the naval officers, all of them are is a complete, what's they call, syndicated system where everybody is involved and they are getting their own share from it. So kidnapping has become a big deal. So you are now targeting people that are just coming back from work or, because this one happened at 8 p.m. for goodness sake. 8 p.m. So how? I can't go to work anymore. I can't come back from work. I cannot drive an SUV anymore. Talking about solutions.
Well,
I'm
happy that it's happening in the elitist environment.
Yeah.
There will be a solution. There will be a quick solution. I can tell you. When the elites are affected, you will see.
Is Lekki elite?
Of course.
Lekki is the average citizen.
That's where the elites.
The elite are in Banana Island.
No,
that's the super
don't
elite.
think about even those that have more money than people in Ikoyi are in Lekki. Don't even assume it.
You will see a quick solution.
Let me come to you.
But some people are just trying to make sense out of life.
Okay.
Really. And then you put them in those situations. When you hear the stories of some of these people, they're just normal people like you and I. Would you say you're, okay, maybe someone will, categorize you as elite?
No.
Oh.
I did not lead you.
In that neighborhood.
I did not.
But that's the narrative.
I'm not living in Lekki.
You are seen in a car, seemingly good. You look good. You can afford to drive a car. Oh, you seem to be better than myself. Okay, then I'm going to take advantage of you.
But do we now think that the people that are behind these kidnappings are actually poor people asking for 1 million and 2 million and 5 million?
No.
We are coming to that.
Remember Evans?
Evans
when he
was my
caught.
Was my customer in my
you know his property, right?
He has something directly to do with it.
Yes.
Hey, Jesus.
Wale, are you? Oh, sugar. Wale, are you there or did we lose him? Evans was my customer. The wife was coming to my business every day.
And they were buying well, I mean.
You should also
correct customers.
No.
You don't get my point.
Police should pick
it's God that saved me. So when we are talking about what's it called? When we are talking about protecting yourself, I've seen people talk loosely. You don't know who is sitting beside you and listening to your conversation. So now is the time that you have to be extremely vigilant.
Very conscious.
You can't have a conversation with your driver in the car. You're talking about millions of naira transactions. You have to be very discreet about your earnings.
Or go to the
but let me
salon
take
and be telling them how
Fatima.
much
So I'll
you
come
make.
to solutions to you. Fatima, are you there? Thank you for calling from
Yes,
Abuja.
I'm here. Good evening.
Thank you for calling.
Hi, ladies. Good evening.
Good evening.
My name is Fatima. I'm calling from Abuja. The thing is, it is really sad how things have gotten in the country. It is almost as if kidnapping is getting more traction than Yahoo.
Yes.
People can do anything, commit any crime, not feel any remorse, go back to it, and nothing would happen. Because the government is not proactive. The government is not doing anything. All we are hearing are excuses. We'll get to it, you get it. What are the solutions? What are they doing? Now, I heard that the president has traveled to France for an African Finance Summit, and this is one of the issues that he's going to address or they're going to talk about. I hope that when he returns, we'll find a lasting solution to this problem, because if nothing is done, I tell you, come 10 years from now, we might be seeing dead bodies on the road, and nobody's going to do anything about it. Because that's how things have gotten.
Absolutely.
It is really, really sad. Well done, ladies.
Thank you so much, Fatima.
Thank you.
Amazing, amazing contribution. You know, that's French summit. In fact, see, let's take comments from our audience.
So the summit he went to do in France now, what would he learn from there?
Let's take comments. Let me
Okay, I have a comment here. It says, good evening, ladies. What is different between APC and PDP? Okay. 2, Boko Haram leader killed again. I hope he will not rise tomorrow again. 3, Nigerian senators are drunkards. Sometimes they talk just so senselessly. I guess they talk senselessly. And 4, Nigerians lack leadership. All we have now is just political jokers and rulers. And Nigeria should have a plan B. Tony from Germany.
Is in Germany.
Nice. Thank you.
Let me hear your comment now.
Excuse me. Despite the numerous cases of kidnapping on the island, the Lagos State Commissioner of Police is still denying. Then he forwards
he posted a tweet
yes, to say, please press release Lagos State Command dated the 20th of May 2021. No kidnapping recorded in Lagos State. CP Odumosu.
Such a responsible.
The Commissioner of Police, Lagos State CP Akim Odumosu, has again debunked the rumors of alleged kidnapping in any part of Lagos State. He said recorded.
Recorded does not mean that it does not happen.
It did happen. Maybe recorded by the police.
Because the robbery that we were robbed, we never reported it to the police.
So is he supposed to be putting out this kind of press release?
To allay the fears of people. Because
no, you can't allay the fear. You must.
Really heightened.
So where I was going.
In a digital age, for goodness
sake. It's part of security.
If you tell Plus TV Africa, Arise News channels not to carry it, we will hear it.
People don't even need to.
They don't need to.
The TV houses anymore. They just tweet.
I did not tell you where I saw.
Spontaneous.
I said where I saw the picture of this 15 years jail term. Yesterday it was on Samuel Postu's page on Instagram.
On Instagram.
But so because I saw it there, I was not sure that it was really news until I saw it carried by a major what's it called daily. You know, but Norma, you have a comment. Then,
yes, I do. It says,
please always add your names.
It is very clear that this government at all levels have failed Nigerians. Why is it that our politicians are decamping from other political parties to the political party that has failed Nigerians?
Okay, God will help us. Let me take Abby. We'll ask that question. Abby from Port Harcourt, thank you for calling.
Okay, hi, good evening, ladies.
Hey, we have a lot of ladies calling today.
Can you hear me? Okay.
Go ahead.
Okay, I just want to make a quick contribution on the subject tonight. I just want to tell our leaders that nobody wants to pay ransom to kidnappers or all of those things. We want to be safe in Nigeria. And if your loved one is kidnapped, what options do you have?
Thank you.
So if they're now trying to criminalize, parting away with your hard-earned money to save your loved ones, that's just another way of telling us that the police cannot protect us. That when we go to them, they will criminalize the act of trying to save our loved ones. What we want to see is a situation where when things like this happen, there are numbers you can call and someone can come to your rescue and they will actually do the right thing, stand by you and make sure that your people are saved and not criminalizing the act of trying to save our loved ones. All I'm saying is that the government is just trying to tell us that we are on our own and they do not care about us. And it's time we all arose to do something about it. I'm glad you guys mentioned that 2023 is around the corner, so we should be thinking about doing things in that direction to get people that can listen to us, that can feel our pain, to go and represent us, because obviously things are not working at all in this country, and all of us cannot jack back.
We cannot. So security is a dynamic. I mean, this is what I'm saying. You can't prosecute the person paying kidnap ransom. It is the kidnapper you should look for.
If you're prosecuting, what are the options? What are the options? If you're telling people, for every law, you have to have an option. If you're telling people not to steal,
not to pay,
then you are creating, I'm using that as an example, then you have to create an avenue to channel
and make wealth,
themselves to be able to make wealth. So if you're telling people not to pay ransom,
what is
then
the other
what
option?
Are the options?
What security measures have you put in place?
I want to respond to the question about PDP and APC. The real question is, what is the difference? Because it's, to me, it's just like you, sorry I have to mention brands. It's just like you saying, I support Peak Milk, I don't support 3 Crowns. Who owns 3 crowns and peacock?
Let me
didn't know that.
Let me
Sorry,
take a
Uwa.
comment quickly, 1 minute.
Okay.
Security is a dynamic issue. Nigeria is a country with strategic importance to people from Sahel region. If Nigeria wants peace, we must first devise a means of protecting our northern borders. Only then we can fetch out others still within our country. That's from Edo. I don't know where your name, but you said from Edo. To me from Lagos, I think. Okay, Lami, I'll come to you.
Yeah, from Ogba.
Okay,
Tommy
thank you.
from Ogba.
Tommy from Ogba, thank you for joining us.
All right, now, welcome, Ua and Co.
Thank you.
Yeah, well done for the good job you are doing over there.
Thank you.
Quickly, I want to read to us from Agai 2, verse 6.
Okay.
That's exactly what will happen in Nigeria. Believe it or leave it. But let me just read to us. It says, "For thus saith the Lord of hosts, yet once, it's a little while, and I will shake the heavens and the earth and the sea and the dry land, and I will shake all nations, and the desire of all nations shall come, and I will fill this house with glory, saith the Lord of hosts." That's what will happen in Nigeria. A shaking is coming.
Amen.
And all these people will be shaking away.
Amen. Oh.
Believe it or believe it, what God will do, God will do.
Amen.
It is becoming too much.
No,
And God is angry. And that's what will happen.
Thank you so much, Tommy. We
God
just
will
hope and we pray that it
This
comes to
prophecy
pass.
comes-
It comes to pass.
My
Yes.
what I was going to say quickly is, I have heard, because it's so laughable, I have heard, I don't have any evidence to that fact, that the police the police officers are actually the channel between the kidnappers and the kidnapped. They always help them convey this ransom, because you ask me, how do these ransoms get to the kidnappers? So they're not even addressing that. Even our own police are also part of it.
Let me
take this message.
Okay, okay.
So-
I was going to just quickly say.
So
to
who would
Lami,
arrest
Lami,
who now?
Don't worry, you don't need to say I've heard. You remember we took a story of those students that were kidnapped, and they said that on their way to go and pay the ransom, they met some security
soldiers,
personnel that told them that safe journey. As they told them what is in the bag. They said it was money that was for ransom, that they were going to go and pay kidnappers. They
So
said,
who would
well
arrest who in this case?
oh, sorry, Elsie, sorry.
The way
Benjamin
out-
from
okay.
where? Imo State. Thank you for calling. You take your.
I'm hearing you.
Go ahead.
Are you hearing me?
Go ahead. Yes, Benjamin, we can hear you. It's buzzing.
Okay. My take on the issue of punishment being meted on the people who pay ransom to rescue their kidnapped persons is first to say that we have clueless and inexperienced legislators who abandoned their duties, who left the substance and began to pursue shadow. The problem is not on the the paying of ransom, but on measures to stop the kidnapping or to arrest kidnappers. It all boils down on security. They are the first people to pay ransom if their relations are kidnapped. But because they've surrendered themselves to security operatives and move about, their dogs also have security. Therefore, they cannot be kidnapped. They are not prone to kidnap. So they don't see it. Instead of addressing the very problem, they abandon their duty and begin to talk about another thing. It is the kind of leaders and administrators we have. So we are saying that they should, as a matter of utmost urgency, address issue of security.
Thank you.
And not talking about punishment for somebody who is paying ransom to
Thank you.
save his own person.
Thank you,
If you
Benjamin.
don't and the person is killed,
Thank
the
you.
government will do nothing to help you.
Okay, so this message is from Raphael from Zaria. He says the way out of these kidnappings is simple. Just hold security operatives accountable and start prosecuting them for any incident in their area of assignment.
So there is no how, because it seems like we're trying to attack our security personnel, but honestly speaking, I have seen police that wants to work. I mean, there was a time we were defrauded and, this thing went all the way to maybe Ibadan or something. They traced the person to his house. Police know the work.
They know the
When they are
job,
ready
they
to
just
But let me
need
take George from
stimulant.
Port Harcourt.
They will.
They need
Sorry,
stimulant.
ladies, it's a very strong conversation. George, are you there? Thank you for calling. George, are you there? Quickly. Oh, sugar, we need to cut that line off. It's not, yeah. There are too many calls coming in. Yeah, so, you know, so there's absolutely no way you can divorce the security personnel with the security structure that is currently going on. Because we've seen that even small vigilante in a community, you dare not come there to say you want to come and steal or whatever, because they know that, you know, there are vigilantes around there.
There has to be a mold for them to come in.
So there has to be a mold. So that window. So we were talking solutions because we really ran out of time. I was saying that conversations, let's mind our conversations. Then if possible, you know, honestly, right now, I've gone to go and resurrect one of my jalopy cars because since you move at night, you know, especially when it's like a night movement, you know, let's try to just keep a very low profile.
Let's drive jalopy when
yes,
we're going.
let's try to keep a low profile. No, it's important. Let's keep a low profile because
what about
these
people that are
just
walking on the streets?
No, well,
they actually pick up random people
on the street. Yeah,
you have an uncle or an auntie that
you
can pay. It's not cars. If it's car, if you jump into my front, I will kill you.
Okay. I think it's a general consciousness that we need to begin to be security conscious ourselves. If you're driving, watch.
Or you just
be aware of the environment. If you're walking, be aware of your environment.
Don't go on the Ekoyi Bridge. Wale from Lagos. Wale from Lagos, quickly. We've run out of time. Wale, are you there? Quickly, Wale, in 1 minute.
Hello.
Hi, Wale.
Hello, good evening.
Thank you for calling.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Good. I'm going to ask you a question. Good job you're doing.
Thank you.
What is the worth of a Nigerian life? Let's take it from there. Because if our life is worth something, this thing that has been going on from the north to the east, now is with us down home in Lagos. You cannot even drive on motorway coming home from Lekki. Even if you are going out in the morning, those boys will be banging on your windscreen, asking for money. 2 weeks ago, a friend of mine was attacked on Ojota just to climb up. It's God that saved that guy. He has to run into another car in front. No, the guy in front came down and saw his car damaged. The guy had to enter the car and he took off, both of them. He's now in Lagos. So what is the worth of a Nigerian life? Let's ask our leaders. Are they even leaders in the first place? Thank you.
Okay. I guess that's how much we can take.
Taking a cue from Wale, I think we ought to also be aware of how valuable our lives are. So if you must, guard yourself. There are people who have tasers or something.
Okay.
Something that you can use.
Buy pepper spray and taser.
Not armed, of course. I don't know about gun rules in Nigeria, but something to protect yourself with. It's very important.
Okay. So I think we've run out of time.
Yeah.
Honestly, thank you, Norma Ifanga, for doing this with us. Thank you, ladies.
Thank you.
It's
Thank me for bullying me to the studio.
Thank you, Elsie Godwin. We're going to bring this conversation because you see, the truth is, our security is first of all important. You can take everything else from us, but at least give us peace and security. Yeah. All right, so Ways was birthed from the need to inform, inspire, and influence lives towards action. And this year we started our CSR focus on curbing unemployment in Nigeria. So if you're a company, please partner with us by allocating internship slots. And if you're a job seeker, keep watching Ways and follow us on all our social media handles, as this will be an all-year-round engagement. So tell your friends to keep all eyes on Ways. Thank you to everyone that called. I still heard the phone line is still buzzing. So in case you missed today's quote, here it is again. You only need a few people to effect a kidnapping. You need to let this quote sink in. Just few successes and it becomes a ripple effect. We'll see you live tomorrow at 8 p.m. as we bring another great conversation to your screen. Enjoy.